Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, folks, I don't know if this is an old comment or a new comment by Greg Oden. Greg Oden, of all people. I gotta tell you guys, these guys, the things they say as professional basketball players, it's just sad because are they real basketball players? How could you don't even have to be a superstar, right, to have an opinion, for your favorite player to be this or that. But man, the stuff that they say makes no sense at all. And it just makes them look stupid as players that played at the highest level, right? If Bronny said something like this, okay, maybe guys who weren't that good of basketball players, they were just average basketball players, they don't have any NBA talent, maybe say some dumb stuff, but it's still dumb. You don't have to be you didn't have to go to the NBA or go to college to know the history of the NBA. And this is what Greg Oden said. LeBron's old teammate, I'm a Michael Jordan guy, but LeBron James on the Miami Heat is the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball. Right? And these are these statements that they say, and there's no context to it. I don't know. Maybe it was more. I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe it was more. Maybe this is old. Maybe this is new. Maybe there was context to what he was saying. I'm not sure. All I know is this is what I seen on social media. So you guys let me know. But still, this statement was so vague. It made no sense at all. Michael Jordan is his guy. He didn't explain why Michael Jordan was his guy. No, he said I'm a Michael Jordan guy or something like that. But LeBron on the Miami Heat is the greatest player of all time. Wow. So LeBron James went to the Miami Heat and played with two top 5 players in the East at that time. That would be like Michael Jordan going to play with Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley, right? That's what it would be like. And then us going back now and saying that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, or nobody would ever put Michael Jordan in the top 5 if he did anything like that. Maybe not even the top 10. I keep trying to tell you dummies that if Michael Jordan would have did what LeBron did, he went to go play with Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing, oh my God, Isaiah Thomas would have wrote 80 books. This guy would have never, you think this guy is talking now? Clyde Drexler would have been talking. As good as friends as Hakeem and Michael Jordan is, I don't think Hakeem would shut up. He would say something about it. Maybe Karl Malone would say something about it. Gary Payton would be talking cash-ish. A lot of people, Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullin, the list is Magic Johnson. He would be talking ish. Everybody, it would just, Michael Jordan would be in no GOAT debate. It would be over. Especially, and if he goes over there, he starts those super teams, leaves his home, and plays in New York, and brings Charles Barkley with him, and him and Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley play, those three, Jordan, Charles Barkley, and Patrick Ewing, they all play, and they only win 2 in 4 seasons. 2 in 4 seasons after taunting the league. And then when Barkley and Patrick Ewing, because you could say that Patrick Ewing was breaking down in the middle of his career. So when Patrick Ewing broke down, Michael Jordan said, "I'm ghost. I gotta go, homie." And Charles, you're not doing what you need to do in the off season. You partying too much. You eating too much. I'm going to start another super team with 2 of the top 10 players in the league at the time. There's no doubt about it. Kyrie and Love was 2 of the top 10 players in the league at that time. So you take your pick. You take your pick, because LeBron got a guy from the West. 2 young guys on top of that. 2 young guys, up and coming, right? So Michael Jordan would have got two younger guys. I don't know who will be the younger guys at the damn time. Maybe Grant Hill and I can't even remember right now. Young, oof. Maybe Alonzo Mourning, right? Alonzo Mourning was still young at the time. So go get those two. So, and Michael Jordan only wins one championship out of that. See, for the LeBron fans, it's hard for them to understand putting Michael Jordan in LeBron's shoes. The shoes that LeBron fans try to put LeBron in are not the same shoes that they're thinking about. They're thinking about LeBron needed help. LeBron needed help. No, you had help. You had Antoine Jameson. You had good help over there in Miami. You had the number one overall seed, and you was choking down and melting down in the waning moments. That was on you, who was turning the ball over and missing shots. That was on you. Had help. That 2000s in the East, it was so weak. Listen to this. LeBron had no help. It still had the number one seed in the East 2 years in a row. And had the MVP. What are these people talking about? So he goes over to Miami and plays with two guys who were top 5 in the East. So you got 3 guys, to me, who are top 5 in the East. Disqualified. And this is what I've been saying. This is what I said earlier too, and I'm gonna keep saying it. This is how you know the NBA from then on was not a real sports league. There was really no pushback from the players, from the owners, from the of course from the fans. It was let me see, yeah, from the owners, from the players, and basically no pushback from the media. And Skip told us on 1st and 10. When he melted down to Boston in that series in 2010 playoffs, that LeBron had already planned on wearing the number 6 when the season started. What? So LeBron already knew he was going to Miami. LeBron already knew. And the fact that he could still be able to get the number 1 seed and choke on purpose just goes to show you how easy that era was in the East. This guy was playing for an MVP, so he went and got the number 1 seed. That's how easy it was and how good of a team he had. But still, yet, at the end of the day, he got his MVP and he was going to choke in the playoffs because he wanted the hell out of there. Right? He didn't want to take the last shots. He wanted it to be more easier on him in Miami. He wanted to use Boston as an excuse why he's building a super team in Miami. No, Boston was 10 to 12 years into the career, that big three, before they built a super team. No, they wasn't MVP candidates. No, you had the number 1 seed over them 2 years in a row. They were a number 4 seed when they beat you. They was a number number 2 seed in 2009. So Greg Oden, what are you talking about, dude? In Miami, LeBron he didn't win an assist title, he didn't win a scoring title, didn't win a rebound title. It didn't even come close to winning any of them things. What's this guy talking about? So that LeBron in Miami, who went 2-4 in the finals, 1 finals meltdown loss, the other finals loss in 14, he didn't really have good numbers. He just stat padded when it was over. He stat padded that whole 4th quarter, and it was a blowout. The biggest blowout at that time in finals history. Yeah, so what the hell is Greg Oden? If you ever seen this photo, right, I think when LeBron I don't know if he was in high school. Just graduated high school, going into the NBA, or he was still in high school. And they got a photo of him and Michael Jordan meeting. And I'm pretty sure it was after one of his games, one of LeBron's games, because Michael Jordan used to go see LeBron James play. And they are friends. They are friends. And when you see this photo, LeBron looks like Greg Oden in this photo. It is funny to me, like he has all these different faces in high school too. He has like 3 different faces in high school, from the freshman year to the sophomore year to the senior year. I know we're young and we grow, but man, the way this guy changes that fast is nuts. I'm like, wow, is this guy having facial surgery or something? I don't know, man. That's besides the point. Look, just the fact that this guy built a super team, taunted the league, and then got rolled up in 2 finals and almost lost 3 finals like he did in Cleveland, just goes to show you, man. Just made a defensive second team in 2014 with Miami. Look, if he would have been talking about LeBron in Cleveland the first time, maybe we could have talked, because he was doing what he needed to do as a superstar. You put the team on your back and you go win. And that's what he was doing. The problem was he was not a clutch player in those moments. So you can't have that kind of help and you be the greatest player of all. You just can't do that. You playing with other teams' number 1 franchise players. And on top of that, like I said, 2 top 5 players in the East at the time. So you eliminated all the competition in the East. Yeah. You eliminated all. Michael Jordan went to go play with Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing. So guess what? He eliminated all the competition in the East. Any competition there was. Not just Michael Jordan, but Patrick Ewing and Barkley eliminated all competition from the East. If they did the same thing. What don't people get? What don't people get? He did the same thing when he went to Cleveland. He did the same thing when he went to Cleveland. He went there to eliminate all the competition in the East. Now, I know Love didn't come from the East, but still, it's eliminating all the competition from the East. And when he got over there, man, that East was so weak. It was ridiculous weak. We'll never see a weak conference like that ever. It was the weakest East since the 1950s. Yeah. It was horrible. And he still needed a super team. In some of them series, they took him to 7 games at Indiana. I think Toronto took him 7 games. It was a joke, man. It was a joke. To me, the only reason why them games were going to 7 is because they wanted them to help the NBA out. Was one more game for some more ratings. That's probably it. Or more ticket sales, more food, whatever, what have you. That's the only reason why them games went to 7. It was a joke. He had, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it 13? Either it was 12 or 13. That Boston team still took the Heat to Game 7. What a joke. What a joke. What a joke. And why? Because every LeBron team that gets together, what happens? It's not off of X's and O's and fundamentals. They play off of athleticism. That's it. That's why all the teams that beat LeBron in the finals, the Spurs, the Mavs, and Golden State, fundamentally sound teams. Yeah, they beat LeBron off of fundamentals. That's how you beat LeBron James teams, right? Well, when Denver was beating LeBron James 2 years in a row, beating the Lakers, that Denver team fundamentally sound. That's how it is. LeBron rarely beats a fundamentally sound team. Rarely. And the only way he can do it is have all that crazy athleticism on his team. That's it. His teams play off of athleticism. That's it, man. That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. That's all I've seen. Not off of X's and O's, because the coach isn't coaching. It's LeBron playing LeBron ball. So it's playing off of athleticism. LeBron is bigger than everybody else. You can't touch nobody in this era, or it's a foul. He's going to flop and scream and do all this stuff starting in Miami. So you really can't stop the dude. So he's playing off of athleticism. If you stop him, he was going to shoot it out. Kick it out to the three-point shooters. That's the truth. That was it. That's the whole MO of his game. It's not killing you from the three. It's not killing you from the mid-range. It's not, being a great passer like Jason Kidd or Chris Paul or John Stockton or Magic Johnson or, these great passers. LeBron just always has the ball so he can get 7 assists. Michael Jordan never had the damn ball in his hand like that. Y'all think because, he shot 24 shots a game. He shot 22. But he would just catch and shoot. That's it. Catch and make a move. It wasn't just sitting there bringing the ball up or dribbling all the damn time. No. Y'all making up stuff. LeBron, it's a stat line he has to get. Who cares about winning? So Greg Oden, man, hopefully this is old. Because, I know he didn't make a lot of money in the NBA. And, I know he can't be broke because these guys, they take out, I think they take out like an insurance policy or something like that just in case they get hurt. So I know he's got money. He said he got like NBA money or nothing like that, but I'm sure he still has money. But man, and like I said, everybody's got their opinion, but you just can't consider this LeBron the best LeBron. You just can't. If you want to go back to Cleveland the first time when he wasn't playing on the super team and he was leading his team, look, I can rock with that. He even won a scoring title one year. He was putting up, 1 year 38-7, 1 year 29, 7-7. Most years 27, 7-7. He was doing that without a super team. He really didn't ever have to have a super team. Maybe he would not have won a championship. Who knows? Maybe he could have got a great free agent. But for you to always go and get two players who are other teams' number one franchise players, that's ridiculous. And top 5 players at the time, that's ridiculous. Not to mention, this guy won an MVP playing 62 games. 60. Never has LeBron James ever duplicated Michael Jordan's 89 season. 32, 8 and 8. Let me give it to you one more time. 32, 8 and 8. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna look at it right now. Where the hell did it go? Okay, LeBron had a 38 and 7 season. He had a 29-7 and 8 season. I'm just saying the closest. And he had 21-22. He had 38 and 6. Not once has LeBron came close to that season that Michael Jordan had. And guess what? Let me make sure, matter of fact, because that was after Jordan came out the 88 season, right? The greatest season of all time. Let me make sure. I hate all these pop-ups. Maybe it was. Yeah, 32, 8 and 8. That was, the 88-89 season with 3 steals, 2.9 steals, and 0.8 blocks. Wow. And shooting 53% from the field as a guard. God, that's when you knew this guy, something wasn't right with this guy. That's when they were shooting 85% from the damn free throw line. That's when people were starting to call this dude like Black Jesus. Something wasn't real about this guy. Just came off of a season. He was like 35. Hold on, let me see that season. 35, 5 and 5. You could really say 35, 5 and 6 because it was 5.9 assists. 3 points, 2 steals, and 1.6 blocks. The next season, we just talked about 38-8, basically 3 blocks and 0.8. No, my fault. 2.9 steals, which is 3 steals really, and 0.8 blocks. The next season, 30. I can't even say 33.6 points per game, 6.9 rebounds. God, that's 7 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 2.8 steals, and 0.7 blocks, folks. Goodness God. I mean, just those 3 seasons in a row, 88, 89, and 90. This was godlike numbers. LeBron will never match those numbers. And he's supposed to be some kind of great assist guy and a better rebound guy. Michael Jordan was doing that at a guard position, putting up those stats. At a guard position, shooting from the perimeter, not dunks and layups in a no-touch era, killing these guys from the perimeter. Wow. Wow. That three, and you could even throw in the 87 season where he put up 37 points per game. It was like 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and it was the same, like 3 steals and like 1 block a game. That stretch right there is the greatest stretch of all time. The greatest stretch of all time. 87 all the way until 90 of a player, probably besides Wilt Chamberlain, right? We all know that. I'm not trying to I'm just talking about as far as like Michael Jordan had no advantages. He was 6'6". He was like 198 pounds or something. It was ridiculous. He ain't had no physical advantages over anybody. That's all I'm saying, folks. That stretch will never be duplicated in NBA history besides Wilt Chamberlain, of course. And to me, you can go tit for tat on that between him and Wilt Chamberlain because Michael Jordan was a guard. The stuff Michael Jordan was doing, I guess, you know, as far as gaudy numbers, I guess you could say Oscar Robertson, but he wasn't giving you the on the defensive era, right? The big O, he couldn't give it to you defensively like that. I just don't think he could. Not that he wasn't a good defender, but he just couldn't give it to you that same the same way as Michael Jordan. Yeah, I would take Oscar Robertson over Michael Jordan. I mean, not Michael Jordan. Over LeBron James any day. That'd be a hell of a team, right? The big O, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain. People would want Magic Johnson, I guess, over the big O. My starting 5, who was it? It was Michael Jordan. It was Michael Jordan, the greatest starting 5 of all time. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird at the small forward, and then you have Tim Duncan at the power forward, and then you have Wilt Chamberlain in the middle. Why I won't put LeBron James? Because LeBron James can't shoot. Can't shoot. Can't shoot free throws. He can't shoot the three. He can't shoot the mid-range. Why would I put LeBron in there? If I wanted the greatest starting lineup of all time, I won't put him in there because I would listen to me. You're not listening to me. My starting five, when I say that's my starting five, I'm expecting to go against other great starting fives, right? I expect to go against, somebody might have Shaq in their starting five. Maybe somebody might have, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Hakeem Olajuwon, Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing, Moses Malone, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, all Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, maybe McKay, all the greats, right? All the greats from past. Even you can throw in some other guys, Luka Doncic, Joker, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwayne Wade, whatever. If we're going all-time starting five, that means my team that I selected is going to go against other all-time greats in that starting five. So therefore, there's no way in this world I'm putting LeBron James in my starting five. All-time starting five. He's got too many deficiencies when we talk about playing other great all-time starting fives. We're not talking about playing guys, just in the 2010s or the 2000s or the 2020s. We're talking about all-time greats that LeBron is going to be playing against, in the deficiencies that he has: missing free throws, lackadaisical on defense, can't shoot the mid-range, can't shoot the three, can't give you no paint work. What is it? This running back mentality of charging the lane on skinny three-point shooters will no longer work on my starting five or anybody else's all-time starting five. It's just not going to work. I mean, I don't know who will put LeBron in their starting five. That's fine with me. But he won't be in my starting five. In whatever starting five he's in, going against my starting five is not going to work. He's not going to be able to charge the paint with Tim Duncan and Wilt Chamberlain in the paint. It's not going. Wilt Chamberlain alone, but you got Tim Duncan and Wilt Chamberlain protecting the paint. Because listen, guys, this is what power forwards did back in the day. I hate to break the news, right? As much as they want to change history and change the game of basketball because LeBron James got his head kicked in by international plumbers in the 04 Olympics and the 06 FIBA, they said, how can we change this game to make it even easier for the King so he can look good back at home? Because he can't beat international plumbers playing under, NBA rules has been around for decades. How do we do this? Folks. And you saw he was scared to take that 23 FIBA under his wings, right? You had the next Michael Jordan, Anthony Edwards. You had Brunson on that team. You had Paolo Banchero on that team. You had Ingram on that team. You had Halliburton on that team. What? You're trying to tell me you couldn't beat international plumbers with that team? Slow-footed Rudy Gobert and rookie Wemby? How about South Sudan? You couldn't beat them with those guys? How about, maybe you couldn't beat Serbia, maybe not. But they put the U.S. in the weakest group pool. Nobody still ever talks about that to this day. Except me, really. Put them in the weakest group pool in the Olympics. In our last Olympics, 2024. The weakest group pool. And everybody else had to play in the strongest group pool. They put U.S. in C. Group pool C, the weakest. Wow. And they barely beat slow-footed Rudy Gobert and rookie Wemby, who ain't doing ish this season in the NBA. So, yeah, I would never put LeBron in my top five. He can't shoot better from the three than Larry Bird. Mid-range, free throws, can't shoot better than Larry Bird. Why the hell would I put LeBron over Larry Bird? Whoever would have any. Look, if Michael Jordan was never in the league in the 80s, and Magic Johnson, Larry Bird would have won like 6 damn MVPs. Are you guys silly or what? So, no, Larry Bird is a better defender. To me, Larry Bird had to defend real men. He didn't have to defend skinny three-point shooters. Okay, he had to defend real men. He didn't play in the era where Rudy Gobert is the greatest defensive player of that era. Rudy Gobert? Huh? And look, this is why I can't take Joker serious. Because a Rudy Gobert is the greatest defensive player and the greatest center as far as defense in the 2020s. How can I take Joker? I can take him serious in the 2020s, but I can't take him serious all time. I can't. Where's the level of defense if Rudy Gobert is a 4-time defensive player of the year and the greatest defensive player in the 2020s? Y'all, please come to me when you want me to take this league serious and show me something. You gotta stop. I see Joker out there. Dudes is just bouncing off of him. This isn't even a real center. He's undersized for a center. He's as tall as a power forward at best in the 80s and 90s. And he doesn't have the muscle to be banging with dudes in the 80s and 90s. It would be a joke. It would be a joke, folks. I'm not trying to take nothing. He's the greatest player of his era. I can say that about Joker. He is. He's making these the greatest, bigger and faster and stronger era guys look like idiots. Making the media look like idiots. When you see this guy going in the lane, averaging this triple-double, and dudes just bouncing off of him, he's barely jumping off the damn floor. Nobody can block this guy's shot. He's like 6'10". Even 7-footer Anthony Davis rarely blocks his shot. You guys gotta be kidding me, man. Joker? I'm gonna keep it a buck. Akeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, Shaq. These guys like this will be blocking his shot all up and down the court. He's not big enough to play a center position in the 80s and 90s. You had to be legit 7 foot to play the center position. And some of them guys were even taller, 7'1", 7'2", 7'3", 7'5", stuff like that. Draymond Green claims to be an all-time great center in this era. Draymond Green, 6'6", the same height as Michael Jordan, and is out there playing the center position. It's a joke, folks. And the joke is on these NBA fans. It really is. You can't make this stuff up. Look. So let's go ahead and switch the subject. I want to talk about Bronny. No, let's don't talk about Bronny. Let's talk about this in-season tournament just in time when everybody is hurt, everybody's out with injuries. Really? Huh. So is it going to be a coincidence that Bronny, he's only playing their home games in the G League, right? Only playing the home games. So I want it to be a coincidence if the Lakers make it. If the Lakers make it to the play-in championship game and all that schedule of Bronny being able to play in that championship play-in game, if that lines up with his G League schedule in the play-in championship schedule, man, it just can't be a coincidence. How can you take this league serious when the NBA don't take themselves serious? They don't. They don't care. They don't give a flying F about their fans. So they're not going to call it the American play-in? E-migrants? What is that called? E-migrants or something? Play-in? Tournament? Or a cup? Wow. Might as well. Basically, the majority of the players in the NBA are international anyways. If you include the dudes from the West Indies or the Caribbean, a lot of people from Latin America, Canada, yeah, and of course Europe and Africa, it really isn't in America, and we don't play American style basketball, right? So why not? Why would you call it an American Cup? There's nothing American about this game. You don't think we ain't about to sell our soul to in the NFL? We're about to do the same thing. We're about to sell our souls, right? You don't remember the ads in the last Super Bowl talking about NFL Africa? Yeah. Yep. They coming. Yep, they coming for them cheap labor. Cheap labor. That's why you can't make me believe any of these guys are making this kind of money. You really can't. You can't make me believe it. I see no signs of these guys making this kind of money that we're told. Tens of millions, and they do less than players in the past. They don't play as hard. They don't show up to work. The ratings are so awful, but these guys are making record-breaking contracts. Danny Green, this guy must have made, woof, I don't have it with me, but this guy must have made upward to $200 million in his career, easily. Danny Green. And now he has to be an analyst on ESPN. I told you guys, these guys got to wake up. Once they retire, they got to go to their second job. They got to go to their second. Hey, later on when you find out it was a lie, that these guys ain't making this kind of money that we've been told, hey, don't give me credit. I've been saying it for a long time. Like everybody's starting to say now. Like I've been saying a long time ago, the NBA is not a real sports league. You can go look at my videos. I've been saying this for a hot minute. And now everybody's saying, oh, the NBA, it's scripted and it's what are they saying? Oh, it's WWE, all this stuff. I've been saying this. And if it's not a real sports league, how are they paying these guys all this money? When again, they're not making that kind of money no more. Nobody's watching it. So either you're being lied to about how much they're making, so they can still upcharge you on merch and food and tickets and parking and all that stuff, or they're making this kind of money and they're cheating their fans, right? What does that mean? They're not showing up to work. They're not playing defense. They're not nothing. So you're paying these guys all this money, record-breaking contracts, and they're pissing in the fans' face. What kind of shit is that? So you take your pick. I'm taking the pick that these guys don't make this kind of money. From what I see, them guys, they retire, made hundreds of millions or 100 million, depending on what era it was, and they still got it. They got to go to work after that. They got to put on makeup. They got to get job as analysts. They got to be on This is the thing that gets me. They got to have podcasts now during the season so they can make money. Wow. They're supposed to be making tens of millions already. So you're not in a gym practicing? You're podcasting. What? How does that make any sense? You're podcasting. That's crazy, man. So, you guys tell me what you think, man. The NBA is a joke. NBA is a joke. It's a 3-point shootout. It's a three. I don't believe in the Cavs neither. When their 3-point shooting, starts to miss, what are they gonna do after that? Somebody else will hit more threes than them, and somebody, oh man, what happened to the Cavs and all? What happened to the Cavs? It's a 3-point contest. And, you know, I know they do a lot more than that, but they do shoot a lot of threes, too. They do shoot. So, you guys tell me what you think.